Good day, everybody. It's Max, and welcome back to the Dyson Sphere Program, the Wraith. That's right, them scummy bugs. Anyway, we're trying to do mission complete today. This might be a slightly shorter version today, but of course I am fighting 2 health issues now. Gee whiz, what's going on? This is craziness, and at the same time, still trying to keep things together in family circles and all that stuff. It's a busy time. It's a crazy time. We'll talk about that here, getting into things here shortly. Before we get started, of course, a big thanks to recent subscribers, as their names are going at the bottom of the screen. And, of course, a big thanks to chat, including Mr. Johnson and Mr. O. Pot brownies. Well, maybe that's what I need, right? Maybe that's what I need to alleviate some of the duress that my body is currently experiencing. Is that what it is? I think that's what it is. I like that plan. Maybe I'll work on that. And, of course, to all those in all the time zones, feel free to watch me at 2 times speed, because I'm awesome at 2 times speed. Just as much as I am at normal speed, I guess. That's the way it works. All right, so I should push a button or 2 or 3 here. And, yeah. There we go, look at that. That would be the dark fog doing dark foggy things, scumbags. Hey, there we go. Let's load that up. I wonder what I was doing. Fixing power problems is what I was doing. We should be good there, though. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it's really close, but it looks good. And how did I fix that power problem, he says? Well, it turns out I can make some really old technology called solar panel. That's right. And what did we use these solar panels for? You betcha. We took solar panels and we went to town. What are you doing with all that copper? Oh, right. You brought some free copper back. You should drop that off before we get started. Okay. So we'll go over here. That's not where you wanted that. You want to put some of that in these boxes. Yeah, put like half of that in this box, and then put the other half in this box. There you go. Yeah, I was over on Hades and came back here to Morana, and brought some copper back with me. Yeah, right. I'd rather fight issues than be in a smaller house, 6 feet underground. Yeah, well, I mean, I must admit, you know, having the second issue unexpectedly and trying to deal with it it wasn't part of my plan at all, right? You know, I mean, you know, for the last several months I've been working on on my gallbladder and making arrangements for it to be removed and all this stuff. But now this unexpected prostate problem. What is going on? What is going on? Anyway, nevertheless, I got both of them are being addressed. It's like everything else, right? Unless literally everything's going to a hand in a handbasket, you know, you have to wait. You have to wait to see the specialists, and they make the arrangements for the surgeries and the stuff and the things. And yeah, it's just a game. And while you're playing the game, sometimes you get to be in pain. I don't enjoy that part at all. I'm not enjoying that part at all. Hey, look at this. Solar panels, people. They saved the day. You betcha. That's what they do. They saved our bacon on this one as we were starting to lose. As we were losing a X amount of energy from the Dyson Sphere feeding our ray receivers, in part because, of course, we transferred some of that ray receiving power into antimatter requirements, and I'm just putting a little more up here just because we like more power all the time, people. There's nothing wrong with more power. Power is always good. So yeah, I thought, what energy can I get my hands on right away and, you know, make on relatively cheap in mass, right? Because, again, you know, it's not like I could afford to really start pumping out, you know, expensive like magnetic coil stuff or anything like that. Turns out you don't need a whole lot to make solar panels. And it turns out You could put a lot of them on a planet. You betcha. So, hey, power problem resolved. You bet. Look at that. See? We can just keep plowing down solar panels, and they don't care about the stupid bugs. I'll tell you right now. My warranty, my warranty ran out. I gotta make the phone call. I gotta get some extended body warranty. That's what I gotta do. Yeah, the data will give some answers to some questions. I feel four in front of my data. I don't know. Let me tell you something. That's a much bigger riddle than I'm willing to take on right now. I'll tell you right now. So yes, I believe we were at the point. Let's pause time for a second because it's always scary. Yes, we should be at the point where we can do mission complete. And we have science saved up for it. So we're going to activate that mission. And if time passing, I probably got to go back to Maximus Prime to hook that up. But all the power problems have been resolved. And yeah, that's what it is. I got to hook up the belt for that. All right. Well, we'll go up there in a minute and we'll hook up that belt. But yeah, everything looks good. Oh, and Maximus Prime is right in orbit with us now. So I should do that like right now. Cool. All right, well, let's do that. Since it's right there, I mean, when the planet's right there, you got to go for it. My first digit is a 5. It's very sad. It's very sad. My first digit is a 5. It is a 5. I really wish it wasn't. But you know what? It's not that. It's not that. It's just unfortunate, right? The gallbladder issue I've had for many years, and it's just been an ongoing saga with that, right? Where they had to catch it. They had to catch it doing certain things before I could get justification to get it removed out. And it wasn't until more recently that finally happened. But it took a long time to get that to where we got it. I really hope you're like going to do something here. Like I really hope you're sending like things here soon. How much weight science? Yeah, like we only got about what's that? 3,500. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. Yeah, we only got about 3,500. We need another 500 white science before this is all done. So, gosh darn it. Please send white science over as soon as possible. Thanks. Meanwhile, let's get the white science out the door and into where we need it. Are you going to put it there? Yeah. Okay. You sure? Yup. Okay. And we'll go around you. And then this way into there. And that should allow the white science to start working. And then we'll get an accurate time estimation as to how long we're going to need for mission complete. Mission complete is going to happen in 104 minutes, he says. Okay. Well, I'm assuming once the labs start filling up a little more, that number becomes a little better, right? Yeah, there's 50 minutes, and then the next level up has got to fill up. So I would say I'll say 40 minutes. In 40 minutes, we'll have mission complete, right? Yeah, there's 40 minutes. There's 30 minutes. Yeah, that's better. That's about 30 minutes, right? Now, we do got to make sure that we've got antimatter coming in here, because this box, that's not happening. I mean, there's a few of them right there. That's fine. We got a few of them kicking around. Can I have those? Yeah. Just stick them back over here again so they can eat that again, right? Do that. Do this. So let's see what's going on here. Maybe we should take a quick trip around to see why antimatter is running so poorly. Overlooking. I'm doing all right. Or overlooting. I'm doing okay. Yeah, a little bit of a, well, like I was mentioning earlier, wow, Miranda's really close. Let's get back there right away then. Yeah, between the whole gallbladder and prostate, the new like the gallbladder issue is always an issue, but the new prostate issue, and now I'm needing 2 surgeries. That's gonna really bum me out. That really bums me out. You know, I mean, I understood, you know, the gallbladder I've been fighting for over a decade. It had to go, right? We finally got all the things together to get rid of, you know, to convince people to get rid of it. And now I've got this crazy prostate thing going on, and I don't understand why. Like, gee whiz, people. You wouldn't think peeing is important until it doesn't happen. And then it's really important. It's like, holy smokes. But anyway, it is what it is. You know, it's life, right? And unfortunately, I am having to deal with that while having to deal with this unfortunate side effect of a family member in the hospital. And that means what little free time I have where I'm not feeling too bad, I'm having to spend a lot of it doing that. Where's my antimatter? I'm pretty sure we bring that. Yeah, like, are you gonna, guys, like, feel free to ship that off. Like, you know, anytime now. Yeah, can somebody ship off this to the other planet? I mean, I really want the white science. Anytime, guys. Let me go stare at this for a minute. Okay. Where am I making that? Am I messing this up totally? Oh, well, you got some antimatter right there. Yeah, you were probably playing around with something and broke something. Well, here, put it in there. Yeah, all right, there you go. Yeah, send minus 500 out of that. Except, where is it supposed to be coming from? Well, you must fly it here from somewhere. Yeah, oh, this is an exit tower. Right, you goof. So, where is the antimatter made? Well, it's made in one of these machines, but that's not the machines. But I don't see them. I don't see where they're being made from. I was sure I put them right down here with these ones. Did I not? Did I dream all that? Like, I almost wish there was like a tracking device where I could click on this and it would show me the tower they're coming from. Because, yeah, we're demanding these from a tower. Where did I put this thing? You know, hello? Anybody see a few particle colliders around here not being used? Anytime. Maybe I should go over to hydrogen. I'll bet you that's where they are. They're over here. Almost anything like that's in hydrogen. There you guys are. Look at you guys sneaking around here. All right. And of course you're waiting for things. Where are they? Oh, it's not in this bucket. Well, where's the other? What tower would you be getting that stuff from? All right, so you come down here, it comes down here. Oh yeah, it does come from this tower. My bad. Yeah, so 240 are inbound here right now. Okay, so it is working. It just seems to be kind of slow. And I did go, and I think that's why I had all that copper on me. The reason I had a lot of copper on me is because I was kind of wondering why these were running so slow, and I happened to be over at Hades looking at the ray receivers to see if I was like missing something. Discovered I wasn't. Everything was fine, but it's just transportation. Transportation is quirky. It's just quirky. We are having a minor issue with fire ice, and you're like, uh-oh, that's not good. No, it's not. Why? Because we're out of fire ice here. We're down to 12,000, and that's not enough. So in this case, where is... well, actually, this playthrough has multiple purposes. First thing is to get mission complete. And the reason is I want to copy all of this for a speed run. Okay? So really, my first goal is to just get mission complete. And then I want to start tearing this apart for a speed run, right? That way I can start practicing for the speed run requirement. Now, after that, after we do some speed running, we'll be able to refine the blueprints, do a few other testing things. I got to do some cleaning up here, right? So, like, for example, I'm kind of not happy about this setup here. My first attempt will be just to get it under the 10-hour mark, right? So, again, you have to understand, I have a bum left hand, right, from a severe accident. Sometimes I'm lucky to have a hand, and I have fingers and a thumb on there, and the whole 9 yards. But the nerve endings and the cords don't work very well. So unlike true speed runners who are like clicking keys all over the keyboard and all that stuff, my first goal will be just to finish it in under 10 hours, right? So as we can get the 2 achievements. There's the 10-hour achievement and the 25-hour achievement. Now, the secondary goal of that speed run will be to take on the dark fog, right? So there's some achievements in the dark fog requirements that have to be done within 1 hour. And so to do that, what we want to do, we'll sit down here for a second. What we want to do is make sure that we can fine-tune some of the speedrun stuff to actually do those achievements, right? So, like, I think one of the things you got to do is you actually got to destroy their base within 1 hour, right? Which means you're going to speed run up to, right? Like if we're having a, here, just pause that for a second. All right, so if we were doing that, right, we're gonna obviously need, you'd need missile turrets, right? You would need to get missile turrets, and you'd have to have, you'd have to have missile turrets to get basic missiles. You only need blue science for that, right? So I would think you would need to do your first 30-40 minutes, get up to blue science, then switch tactics, and you would need to have missile turrets. I would also think you would need to have, you'd need weapon systems in general, right? So you got to have weapon systems for that, and you would want some ammo on you, right? Because of course, obviously, what would happen is you're going to get attacked, so you're going to want at least some turrets around with some ammo. Copper's important there, and then we would switch to this, which we would need to be having some coal involved. We would be already making circuits for the blue science, so I'm not worried about that. We would do that, right? Max, are there small drones that work from the top of the boxes? Yes, there are. Yes, and not from the top of the boxes, but they are. In fact, I even have some of those in my inventory. They're right there, logistics distributor drones. And that's what these are right there, logistics bots. And in fact, every time we land on Maximus Prime, they automatically refill these categories. And so we do have that to a degree. So that's the plan. The plan would be we do the speed runs for the speed run achievements. Then, of course, we got to go for a couple of achievements where we have to destroy the base in space within an hour. I don't know how. I mean, that's my whole plan. That's my whole plan. Get the blue science, then swing hard down low, go across weapon systems, get missile turrets, and then maybe a battlefield analysis base, and let them have it, right? And then might even try to sneak in some prototype drones, because that's really what you got to do, right? But I think it'd take too long to get here. 1 hour goes by really fast. Like even during speedrun testing, right? It goes by really fast. Like a solid blue-red setup takes about an hour and 40 minutes. So I don't know. Like, I think you're going to have just enough time to get this, and then set up, and then blast that guy in space. I know there's another setting here under achievements where you also got to destroy a bunch of base stuff in an hour. Like they've got a whole bunch of hour requirements, right? That drives me crazy. So there's our standard, don't break a sweat, Mission Impossible, blah blah blah. Where is 10 40 towers, 1 hour. Nope, not that one. Energy shields. Yeah, well, that's just all like that's like Goliath and stuff. I was sure I'd done this one. I thought I had done that one already, but we'll do that. Anyway, I keep looking at that. I know there's like 2 of them in here that need 4 or within 1 hour. I'll have to look for them later, I guess. Anyway, I'm not worried about them. We're just gonna blast it apart. Well, it's supposed to be organized because we got to blueprint the entire thing, right? It is supposed to be organized to a degree because what's going to happen is, as soon as we get done with this, everything has to then fold back out in an order sequence, right? So in this case, right, like I would come like as part of the speed run. You're only going to have certain access to certain technologies during that speed run until later. So what would happen is that we would be doing the speed run. One of the researches we would be doing is blueprint books, right? Which is probably on the other tab, you goof. Yes, right? But you got to remember, the very first blueprint book you only are allowed to have 150 items on that book, right? And then the next one's 300. The next one's 900. Anything after that, you're probably safe, right? In fact, I don't even know if I would go for 3,600. I mean, that's 800 science, right? And science is important. So once you have like a blueprint of like 900, you're probably okay, but you're going to be focused on them first 3. So like, for example, let's say, what do we want to blueprint here as a test? Let's go for let's go for this. Let's see how much this is, right? Because this is a pretty big setup. So get out of this. Yeah, so let's do this as a setup. So we'll do this, and let's say I want to blueprint this as part of my speed run setup. So we're gonna do all of this right up to there. Boop. This is how many pieces? 1,280. So see, I couldn't even make this entire thing one blueprint because by the time I need it, I'll be lucky if I don't have just 300 blueprint pieces in a speed run. I might be lucky enough to have the 900 blueprint book. If that's the case, that's great, but I'm still over by almost 300 here. Well, I am 380 actually. So what I'd have to do is I would have to either A, plan to do this in 2 pieces, right? 2 separate blueprints, or I have to get to level 4 blueprinting, which allows for 3,600 pieces. And that's kind of what this is. This is why everything is looking so organized in a way to do that. And of course, the other thing is, is the building of it all, right? So, you know, we're gonna have to start with some basics, right? You come to the planet, you've got to have the first things you got to get when you get here is titanium, which is right there, and silicon, which is right there, and fire ice, which we've already used up, but during the speed run we would be using it. And then of course then you start needing the basics, right? You got to have iron, you got to have copper. Iron and copper are going to make circuits. Circuits are going to start making rings, which are going to start making processors, which starts making these silly things that I never remember the name of. And then it has to keep moving forward, right? And of course, by this time, we would start making more towers. So then, of course, that would move us on to yellow science and then towards purple science. But then this is back here is where we got our hydrogen setups, right? So then this is basically hydrogen 101 back here, right? And we're going to want to set that all up. Here's our deuterium, right? Which is great. There's no problem with this deuterium. We like it. It's good, right? But then somewheres in there, you have to squeeze in solar sails because you got to start launching them sails early enough that when we get to green science, we can start pulling down antimatter from ray receivers to start going for the 4,000 white signs you need to finish the game, right? And that's what we're doing, right? I'm watching all that from the phone screen. Hit the fog and loot them for all that. Well, see, and I know that's what some people are trying to kind of do now. They're trying to build these fog farming bases, right? Which sounds really cool, except one, you know, we know what happens with the fog, right? You know, and two, I still don't know what the rules are now that the fog's been introduced. I don't know if we can get the 10 hours with the fog, without the fog, or whatever's going on. So, I mean, it doesn't matter if the fogs are included or not. You're not going to be able to attack the fog in 20 minutes and start getting all kinds of resources. We know that to get certain resources, the fog have to be at a certain level. So if we go here to the filters, yeah, like the fog are no good to you in these early game filters, and it takes a long time to farm these guys, right? So like level 0, the only thing you're going to get is what, iron and copper. What are you going to do with the trees? Nothing. They're totally useless. Yeah, okay, stone and these rings are okay, but you know, but like let's look at level 3. All right, sure, level 3, you start getting silicon, titanium out of them, graphene. All right, that's great. You know, but the problem is yeah, like by the time you've done this, I probably could have crafted all this a lot faster, right? They're still here. We're still farming them. Where are they? They're here. Oh, they're still here. No, we've kept them around. There they are, scumbags. So Maximus Prime and Morana here are totally protected with a missile defense network system, which is totally covered in our signal towers. So if they try to land any base on my main planet or this planet, the missile defense network system totally destroys it before it gets anywhere. Now, on Hades, which is over there on the left side here, okay, Hades is intentionally left open for farming. So we're farming them, right? They're not attacking because I have gone to the Dark Fog Communicator and have reset their controls. So they're kind of messed up at the moment. That's what's going on there. I didn't know how they attacked. Obviously, you know, when the Dark Fog came out, no one knew how they functioned exactly. And I went off. I had built a substantial base and then went to tackle their space station. That was a bad idea because they then blew up all my planets. And I didn't want to restart the entire series because they destroyed like 2 of my planets really bad. So I went to the Dark Fog Communicator and I short-circuited them, and now they're kind of in a passive mode. That's what's going on there. Which I would like to get them back into an aggressive mode, but I think whatever system you're farming them in, you got to kind of leave them on passive. And farming was another experiment we did, right? We wanted to see how it was to farm them, you know, what it took, what the setups were, and that's what we do over in Hades, right? We have a farming setup over there that farms their materials and makes them do things, and we're actually in the middle of testing even more stuff, right? So we actually have like half the planet shielded at the moment, and the other half's not shielded, and we test to see where they land and where they don't land. So yeah, Hades is still kind of doing some stuff for us. You know, we're still kind of running some tests. Yeah. So yeah, when it comes to all this, we'll blueprint try some speed running for a bit. Now, keeping in mind, I gotta have a couple surgeries here somewhere, right? And right after them surgeries, there's no way I'm gonna be able to play. So I don't know what's gonna. Again, I'm really glad we're getting this all. I'd like to get this all out of the way right now, here in January, February, and March, because it's winter and it stinks and winter sucks. So here in Canuckland, that's the way it is. Snow, yuck. It's very pretty to look at for a week, and then you want it gone. Anyway, that's not how nature works yet. Anyway, so we'll work on that and go from there. Let's see. Meanwhile, I am a little concerned about you guys. Right? Yeah, I am very concerned about you guys. You're not producing fast enough, dude. Now, I was about to say, so you're racing against time with your surgeries too. Well, yeah, that's oh yeah. Now, you'll notice this tower just dropped off some cubes, right? Yay, us. So where's this fire ice coming from? Well, it turns out that fire ice is coming from here. And where's that fire ice coming from? Well, it's not coming from anywhere now because you're out. Gosh darn it. Yeah, you're out of warpers there, dude. You got to go get some. Okay, so we need to do that because keeping in mind in a speed run, everything we've done here, there's a lot of extra stuff here that's not going to be needed for the speed run. Hopefully, right? So first of all these towers, right? If I'm correct, you can still do the speed run without the dark fog. And if that's the case, everything we've pumped into the dark fog is a waste of my time, right? So all the science that we used to do all this dark fog technology is not going to be used during the speed run. And because of that, we save that science for getting to the end goal, right? But we also save a lot of the materials that we've had to use. So like, for example, all the fire ice, which this planet had about 1.5 million of it, would be more than enough to do that speed run. I don't have my spreadsheets up today because, I'm just, doing what I'm going to do here, right? But at the same time, that's one of them goals of mine, right? So we would actually have the fire ice. I wouldn't be run out like this, but in this case, because we've been playing around with so much stuff, we ran out of fire ice on this planet. So I had to go get more fire ice. Gosh darn it. You know what? It turns out we were someplace where it had fire ice. A lot of it. Like 22 million of it. So let's go there. Right? All right. There you go. Warpers are this way. No, they're not. They're this way. It'll be perfectly fine, Max. Well, they're some way. They're going one way or the other. Yeah, they're right up here, dude. You've got them in a box. They're right there. Look at that. You're not making any more at the moment, but you got enough of them, right? So we're just gonna take 400 with us. You should put a few in your own pocket because that's gonna be bad if you run out. That'd be a real big bummer. There you go. Okay, so where are we going? First of all, let's check my box here. Okay, so we still got 2,000, over 2,000, and we're over halfway. So we've made more than the 4,000 for mission complete. That's awesome. That's all I wanted to make sure is that we were staying ahead of mission complete, right? So during a speed run, of course, we're not looking for perfect ratios here. We're just trying to win the game, right, in under 10 hours. So the rate, I'm only going for 80 science a minute in some of these towers, but you don't need any more than that during a speed run, right? It's all about stretching your time over the right period, blah, blah, blah. Let's go, and we'll go back up in space. Okay, you're high enough there, dude. All right. Let's go visit someplace else. Yes, let's do that. And we want to go right there. Excellent. Yes, I could divert all the green science to warpers. Now, that being said, there are still some green science thingies we want, right? Because, again, this series is going to then transition, right? We're going to take this series that we got, and we're going to transition it, right? We'll transition it into an actual Destiny-like series where, you know, we'll go out there and take over lots of planets and really beat these guys up and stuff, right? So we still need lots of green science, but what we'll do is we'll transition this map to probably like the Destiny series where we actually build like entire planets for just science, right? Like we'll go off and find one of these systems that are really good for green science, and we'll just terraform the whole planet into green science. Right now, we're not doing that, of course. We're just kind of, we're like poor people. We're just starving ourselves along, trying to get that next science until we get enough science. Justin, what's up? I hope it's all good in the neighborhood. You betcha. Well, I'd like to try and do that. I'd like to try and do that next episode. I really would like to see. I really would like to see how that works. I gotta try and land on this planet. Oh, gee whiz. Okay. Hello. Oh, when you know it, we're on the dark side of the planet. What is your orbit? What's your inclination? Your inclination is only 5 degrees. Why is this so bad? Ah, oh, darn it. Well, I thought 5-degree inclination would have been okay. What else do I got here? Longitude. 284? Oh, gee whiz. Planetary is 35 degrees. No wonder I'm a mess. You need stuff. Darn it. You gotta go back for solar panels. And then we gotta try and psych these guys out. Gosh darn it. Okay, just a second. First of all, put that in there. I gotta go back for solar panels. A lot of them. Then, we are on a planet that's infested, right? So, I do... Gosh darn it. Fine. We'll be back. Yeah, these guys got no power, you goof. Right. We'll go back into space. You gotta go back home. It's fine. Yeah, it's expensive being poor. It is. It's a catch-22, dude. It's a catch-22, right? Yeah. You know. Okay. That's not what I want. That's not what I want. Where's my system? Right there. Good. That's what I want. Go that way. Alright, so we're going to fly back home here temporarily. And we will get these guys set up. And yeah, I got to get these poor guys some power. It's not good. It's just not good. Yeah, no wonder they stopped delivering all the fire ice. So, yeah, I had used up all the fire ice on this planet in my original system. And we knew we had fire ice over there, so we went over and got it. Okay, you don't know where you're going, dude. All right, well, there's the gas giant. So if I go for this... Nice job, Max. Nice job. All right. What am I here for? Solar panels. Right. Right over here. Excuse me. Can I have all of these? Thanks. Am I going to let it make more solar panels? I probably shouldn't. Yeah, I've got them turned off anyway. So they're not. It's only going to be able to make a few solar panels that it's got in storage. All right, that's fine. That's more than enough. Now we'll fly back. And again, this is all just around. Tying things over until we got mission complete / all the things, right? And then we can start copying and stuff. But yeah, the plan would be to take this, because I got to get another achievement here, right? And I need it from this guy. I got to build a Dyson Sphere around that guy out there, because he's a red giant, and I need that for an achievement. But I mean, this is a perfectly good, place to start grabbing stuff from, right? I'm perfectly fine with that. Let's do this. Click that, and go here. Do this. Hit the button. All the things. It's funny, I work with I work with a program that requires a lot of caps lock keys, right? At work. It's an older style program. We're talking. It's an old program, right? And it's funny because here, of course, you have to use caps lock for your warp key. The funny part about that is that I do the same thing that I do at work. Oh, you missed it, dude. Turn around. And that is, I will accidentally forget about the caps lock key all the time. Wow, this plan has so much stuff. I forget about the caps lock key all the time, and then it turns out like, oh, look, you know what you need? Yeah, you're shouting at everybody all the time. I do that all the time because of that program at work. All right, so where were you putting this thing? Where are we putting these things? They don't look very happy. Well, I suppose they're not. Can I get this to work? Sure you can. Okay, there we go. And again, it's not like this planet needs a lot of power. I just need enough to, do what I gotta do, right? Yep, we're just going for some power. Because you don't know how to read an inclination chart, and you looked really goofy at it. It's perfectly fine, people. It's perfectly fine. All right. There we go. You guys over there aren't gonna. Well, I mean, they're in passive mode at the moment. They're not gonna do anything, but let's not encourage them. Okay. All right, now we got to take a line of things, and we got to run it. We got to run it down somewhere, like that. Excellent. It looks a little goofy. We'll make it work. We're gonna make it. I'm here to shoot bugs, collect solar panels, and I'm all out of solar panels. You betcha. Yeah, I'm all out of panels. Okay, what's the safest way to get down there? Looks like it's that way. I would say that's the safest way to get down there. No bugs in the way that way. All right, I like that. All right, well, let's go for a walk. Do you want to use the big boy towers? Sure, he says. Okay, and we can take it right down this line. How convenient that is. 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. That one's a little hard to see. 4, 5, 6. There we go. There's 6. And that looks like a 6 to me. Oh, that's a little crooked. We don't want to panic the OCD people today. Let's do that. There's a 6. And there's a 6. 4, 5, 6. There we go. Aw, someone's about to be happy here in 30 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Here we are. We're arriving. We're arriving. Boom, baby. That's right. Show me the hookup. Now, we're getting low power because it's got to recharge that tower, right? But that's okay. I'm not gonna panic on that. All right, sure. I was gonna put that there. I was kind of hoping it would figure out how to do that. But yeah, it's just recharging the tower, right? Because the tower's got no power in it. So, yeah, it's going to look like low energy here for the short time of being. Yeah, 50%. But until the tower gets recharged, it's just going to look bad. It's just going to look bad. And that's okay. Now, I do have more solar panels on the bottom here than I do on the top. I still have 282 panels. I probably could do a couple more circles up top, I guess. Oh, we're so close to mission complete. Mission complete. 3.58 million out of 3.6 million. Look at 5 seconds. 5 seconds, people. I'm going to land right here to celebrate. 5 seconds. Yay, us. We are awesome. Builder of great civilizations. I know.
Congratulations.
Hey, Roboto.
Builder of the great civilization.
I know.
You've completed the Dyson Sphere Program.
I have.
The energy you have contributed will accelerate the development of Homeland. Every step here bears your imprint.
I know it does.
This cluster is activated, and a star in the Milky Way is lit. It will forever record your contributions to the upcoming Civilization Type 3. Now, take a rest, and get ready for the next journey.
Oh, dude, I haven't got time for a rest. Thanks, though, Mr. Roboto. I know I can always count on you. So, yeah, we haven't got time for that rest, buddy. Rest? That's cute. That's something you tell, like, a 6-year-old to do after they've been running around in the park all day. That isn't going to happen. We got things to do here, Mr. Roboto. Yeah. Like, stuff. We got stuff to do. So, let's get to it. Okay. Just going around here for a minute. Oh, I lost my place. There we go. We're fine. Okay, so now for the speed run part of the challenge, now you have to start disassembling everything from going backwards, right? But we're not going to do that just yet. I have to save the file into 2 different files. I'll have to start disassembling everything that I've done on this map. I got to get rid of all the wraithing dark fog stuff because that's not going to be relevant for the speed run. I got to clean up some of the spaghetti lines we've got. Of course, with the new boxes, I wish I could upgrade robot build speed like in Factorio. Yeah, right? But you can upgrade them to a degree. Save war shenanigans. Guitar solo. That's right. That's right. It's solo done. You bet. I'm pretty sure. Well, okay, you can't upgrade. Well, yeah, you can upgrade robot build speed, right? Well, not build speed, but maneuver speed, right? There's, we got drone engine there. And you can upgrade drone engines forever. The amount of robots, I think, is limited, right? Yes. Yeah, you can't have any more, I think, than it's 27. Is it 27 drones? I think 27 drones is the let me see. You get 3 to start, right? And then you get 4. And then you get 2 more for 6. 1, 7. There's 10. 13. 15. 18. I was sure it was 21. I don't know why it's... Well, maybe it's only 18 drones you get. I always thought it was 21 drones, but yeah. And then, of course, you can upgrade their flight speed to, like, go super fast. And you can upgrade flight speed up to... Well, I guess that's not an infinite... Yeah, it's an infinite... Yeah, it's infinite. So you can... like, on the Dyson's... On my Destiny series, I don't know what I've got this upgraded to. I think we've got it upgraded to, like, level 15 or something like that. Drones over there fly like crazy, though, right? It's all crazy over there. Okay, so what are you doing now, Max? Well, I'd really like to do vein utilization. Boom. Vein utilization should always be the first thing you do in any science, because you need... Oh, hi, guys. No, don't. No, just leave them alone. Get over here. Don't you dare touch them. Hey, don't excite the neighbors. They are fine. So I'm sure they'll give me a hassle at some point in time. Yeah, so we're upgrading vein utilization, of course, so as we can get more out of each planet for everything we do. Yay, us! There's what we want to see. Lots of fire ice coming in. In fact, I would like to have this one join it, if I can. So we probably can do that here at the same time. Sure. Wow, this is a really weird, this is a funky setup, isn't it? All right. Thanks. Come on, give me that. There we go. That's what I wanted. Really? You're gonna be a little fussy to give me that one? Yeah, you want to give me that one. There we go. All right. All right, I'll take your 5, but I'm not happy about it. All right. I'm not happy with that 4 either, but I'll take that 5. Okay, I'll take your 6. That sucks. I don't like that one at all. Can I get a 5 out of that one? Yep, there we go. All right, we'll take that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So if I come around this way, where are you stuck at, dude? All right, you look good. You're fine. Listen, I'm going to plug you in there, and then I'm going to take this line here and plug him in there like that, just to kind of separate these guys off. Sure. Boop, boop. Throw some towers down around here. Make it all come alive. Come alive, my pretties. Yep. There we go. And we'll throw you on there, and throw this on there, and throw this on there. There's you. In fact, that's too full now, so how about we give you your own line? All right. There we go. All right, so we'll watch that to see how well that empties out. If not, I can give that line back to this guy, and then we'll start hooking these guys up instead. Do that. Do that. Okay, there we go. And we'll tell this guy to come down to here. Yeah, do that. There we go. Looks good, looks good. These guys are still keeping up really good. 30, 29, 30, 29, 30. Yeah, like these guys are doing so good. I mean, that's great. Anyway, nevertheless, the faster we can fill these guys up, the better it is for us. So as the ships are running back and forth. Now, I haven't given them too many ships because obviously I don't have automated warper transport done. I manually drop these off, right? So, okay, so that should handle our fire and ice needs. I mean, what do we got there? That's like 3 million. That's like 3.3 million fire ice right there. I'm pretty sure that's going to do us for a while. Shouldn't be too much of a problem, I don't think. All right. And look, there's another fire ice right there. I could hook that one in and get like 5 million. Anyway, we got enough fire ice. We're good. And how is the power looking? It's looking real good. 55 to 77. Looks great. Way to go, guys. All right, so we're good. Let's head back to Maximus Prime, and we'll take stock of everything. And then discuss, we'll discuss how things are going to play out here as for the speed runs versus the series themselves. That's not where I want to go. Where's my home planet? Right there. There we go. So I'm going to turn this way, going to hit this button, going to push things. Boom, baby, we're on our way to the perfect place. The perfect place. Here we go. Hang on, everybody. The skies are blues and the fields are green. The ice is great as you ever seen. Fire ice is the greatest thing. Hey. Okay, there we go. We'll get over here. I probably should align this up a little better. It'll be alright. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Yeah. You mean all the things that are in front of you that are moving back and forth? And you're going to be able to target the one you want? Sure. Good luck with that, buddy. Sure. Well, you know what? Hit a planet. Alright, we'll do that. Excellent. Okay. Puts us back down here, right? So, same deal. Of course, let's actually have a look at the blueprint book now versus what's going on here? Oh, why does that look like that? Oh, that is where I had them generators, and then I took the generators out and put in this science. That's okay. When I go to do the generator stuff, I could probably put the generators here as a temporary holdover. So, of course, there's always going to be some bleed through, blah, 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 the whole 9 yards. But anyway. Okay, so I started this series using partially my old blueprints from my planned speed run, right? So I was working on a speed run at the very beginning of 2023, and just due to time constraints and stuff like that, I didn't have time to finish it. But of course, when I started this series, I wanted to at least start testing some of them old blueprints to have a look at to see if they were still relevant, see if they were still working. And sure enough, like for example, here's our stage 1 blueprints, right, to get the blue science. So we know that at the beginning you have your blueprints can't be more than 150 characters, right? So a lot of these are like very small, right? 200s, 147, 195, right? These are all pretty small blueprints, right? And then obviously as we get more technology in the blueprint book, the builds get a little bigger, right? 481, for example. And though most of these are still below the 300 threshold, we of course are pushing that in red science, right? And then of course we start working with stage 3, right? And we're pushing out the crystals, right? So now we're starting to get into this will be where we go for the next upgrade in that book. But a lot of these blueprints are semi out of date because one of the things they changed, of course, was the ability to collect material using splitters, right? So this was the old way we would build in. This is the old way for doing buffering, right? We would pull stuff off a line and then put it back on the line, and we would buffer stuff up until it was needed. But we can do that better now, of course, this way, right? You put a splitter down and then just stick boxes on top of it and you're good to go, right? I will probably not on my first speed run. That being said, because 2 of the challenges on the dark fog do require you to do it in under an hour, there will be subsequent runs where I actually do have the dark fog and will be using the speed run blueprints and attacking them and doing the stuff I got to do with them in under 1 hour. So my official run is probably with them turned off, because one of the things I'll be doing is I'm actually cutting out a bunch of this junk, right? Like I will not blueprint this, right? And all of these towers, they look great, but keeping in mind, these towers are eating up over 100 megawatts of power on these planets, right? And the problem there is that I need that extra power to get through the speed run. Now, again, when it comes time to doing the dark fog speed run parts, we'll do the speed run again with focus on that stuff, right? So all this right here is all going to come out, right? Because this is all dark fog junk, right? But we'll take all this out. Like all these solar panels don't exist in a speed run, right? There's just not enough time to get into this. We only have these solar panels here because we needed them because we were doing this like design and processing stuff. So that's why they're here, right? So that's the plan there. We'll be cleaning this all up. Again, for those that watched like probably the first couple episodes of this series, this here looked exactly like I would do in the speed run, and we'll do again, right? So we make the smelters mall. We made these lanes here. This is where blue science always goes, right? This is where the starter mall goes, right? This is where I put the starter mall every time. I then expand iron here, right? Because you can never get enough iron out of the smelter's maul to get the entire maul to fill. So you have to do that. Then of course red science goes in, but this is where we kind of made the first change from the speed run. I moved red science to here, and I've moved the oil facilities down a little bit. So I'll re-blueprint all that, and we'll make that all work, right? Sawyer, what's up? I hope it's all good in the neighborhood. You betcha. So yeah, I mean, it's all, some adjustments were made. Yellow science all went in pretty much like I'm going to do it. So graphene went in here, diamonds, titanium, all worked out right. Yellow science is still where I will probably put it in the speed run. This is all where I will put it in the speed run, but this all has to be fixed, right? So I have to go through here. I'll have to change all these boxes out into stackable splitter boxes from this old method. Now this of course does save us some power, right? So of course if we're not using these sorters to pull stuff in and out of boxes anymore, well that's great, right? So we get some free power back on that one. Of course, we'll want to make sure that oil runs a little better than in the speed run itself. This obviously wouldn't exist. This does exist, but I don't have a blueprint for it, right? So I'll want to blueprint that later, and just kind of take care of that stuff. Let's see. So that's part of purple science. And let's go over here for a second. I do know copper becomes an issue a little later, so I know there's like a couple of coppers that we do here. I've been sending this copper off planet, but that would stay most likely here during a speed run. Let's see. Anything else to surprise? Again, we had to clean out a bunch of stuff up here to put all this rocketry stuff in. I'll have to double check these coal setups. Again, power's a big deal in the speed run, right? It's a big factor. I like this. This was never done. I'd never gotten this far in setting up my speed run, so I'm pretty happy with this setup up here. This looks really, really good. I'm actually really happy how this turned out. May tweak it just a little bit to get the boxes to fit a little better, but the layout I'm really happy with. I'm really happy with this layout up here. So I'm hoping that's not going to be too much of an issue. Proliferation Mark II for all the sciences. Again, we're not worried about proliferating everything in the world, but the sciences themselves we try to proliferate because it's just like in Factorio, right? We try to get bonus science out of things by doing a little manipulation. And so if we can get some extra free science out of proliferation here in DSP, that's what we do, right? So that's going to be a thing that's happening. One thing I noted is that I do want to set up for doing towers better. So in this series so far, what we had done early on was I had set up these 3 temporary areas, right? One making rocket engines, right? One making titanium, one making rocket engines, so as we could build stuff, and one making purple people eaters, which is right there, right? I would like to somehow get that incorporated into the mall design. I don't want to get too fancy with it, but I'm kind of thinking right here, right above the mall, there's like this little space right here. I think what I'd like to do is somehow incorporate it where I could get like titanium ingots and the purple people eaters and the engines done up here for drones, so as I wouldn't have to manually feed that as much. So that is something I am going to have a look at here to see if I can't tweak it a little bit. Obviously, we don't mess around with things like logistics. That's extra resources that we wouldn't want to waste onto, right? Right. Well, we need the self-evolution labs to do to do the dark fog stuff, right? But self-evolution labs were not a thing until recently. Where are we with them crazy things? I've only just started looking at those. Antimatter capsules, blah blah blah. Where are them self-evolution labs? Am I dreaming about that? Anyway, I'll probably have to find them. No, not you. Not you. Definitely not you. Artificial star, antimatter capsules. Yeah, it's one of the new fog. It's one of the new 5 unique items, right? Where the heck is it? Pretty sure I haven't done it yet. Or did I? Did I do it yet? There's research speed, planetary shielding. No, it's got to be on the other screen. It's got to be on the other screen. Where is this silly thing? I was sure I hadn't done it yet, but maybe I did do it and I just didn't realize it. Well, there's the improved chemical plants, but again, I wouldn't be worried about those during a speed run. I mean, all this stuff down here is pretty pointless during the speed run. I'm just looking. I just can't find these crazy labs. Gravity matrix. Yep, got that. Because we need them fancy labs to do the research of the thing. All right. You know what? You want to be fussy, game? I'll worry about you later. Anyway, I'll come back to that. So yeah, I'm going to make a slight adjustment here to the blueprint, where I'd like to be able to make the purple people eaters and titanium ingots and stuff. You don't need a lot of titanium ingots here. We just need enough to be able to make like a few key components, like the rocket engines and the purple people eaters. After that, there's not a lot of need on this planet for titanium ingots. Of course, the other planet is where I need more titanium ingots, because that's where we make it all get ready for doing the green and the white science. But here, you just need enough of it to, make some towers and stuff. We don't need a lot of it. And even then, I'd probably do some accumulators. I might even try to do 5 orbital collector towers, just for the deuterium. And the extra hydrogen that we need, right? So one thing about hydrogen is that there's not I've discovered that later on, there just isn't enough hydrogen saved, even though I did save like over a couple 100,000 hydrogen in tanks before starting that part. But cashmere crystals just eat up so much hydrogen. They curse me to death. Now, keeping in mind, in a speed run, we would not be having to keep these solar sails alive for that long, right? You'd only be launching the solar sails in part as a power requirement, but also you're just doing it for the antimatter, right? That's really the requirement. So it's not like you need a lot of Casimir crystals, but you still got to have enough that you're launching enough solar sails by hour 3, 4. Excuse me, to actually start collecting that stuff, right? Right, but again, I've been seeing people trying to do that whole build an entire system on just fog farming, but I don't know what the rules. I don't know what the back end rules are for having the dark fog as part of your speed run, right? And again, I'm not going for any official speedrun boards or anything like that. I just want it completed in the game, right? So I guess I'll be doing a more traditional speedrun without the dark fog. Then I've got to do a speedrun with the dark fog because I need to get a couple of goals in there, right? Which means some of this stuff has to come back here, and we'll put that in. But that's how that's going to be anyway. Yes, in fact, before this gets on too far, we should actually save this. 14A, there we go. That way I can now split this into 2, right? Which, of course, is now me tearing this map apart to start blueprinting it. And you got to kind of work backwards So the last technology I put in is the first technology I'll blueprint and take out, and then you kind of work backwards from that, right? Basically, I'm going to deconstruct everything I've done here, and like, and by the end of it, it's like it's all gone. It's like it's all gone. You're back to having just a bunch of plain planets, right? That's kind of how that works. Let's see. Is there anything else I need to talk about before saving up the treats of the day? I do realize this one's slightly shorter, but I'm still kind of recovering from yesterday's hospital visit, so I didn't want to push myself too hard today, right? Future speedruns will be broken into no fog, free fog, and fog only. Yeah, I expect that to happen, right? Especially on official speedrun boards, I would expect that to be that way. But I don't think their requirements for the achievement list, right, have that, right? It just says complete the mission within 10 hours on 1 times or less resources. You can't use metadata, but after that, you're good to go, right? And of course, this is the 25-hour. But I mean, if you're going for the 25-hour, you might as well go for the 10-hour. It's the same as when you're doing it in Factorio, right? What is it, 8 and 15 hours? Yeah, well, if you're going for the 15-hour, you might as well go for the 8-hour and be done with it, right? Now, if you've never played the game, obviously you're going to go for the higher number first and then go for the lower number next, right? Yeah, well, that's the thing. Two of these achievements require you to do this in an hour. So we'll do that. But on the next episode, what I'd like to do is I'd like to launch an attack against blowing up the Dark Fog Hive. Right? I'm going to divert resources now, and that's why I want to get that save done. We're going to divert resources into weapon production and things. As soon as this technology tree is done, offline, what I'll do is I will actually do the research for this, for the destroyers. We're going to make some of these. We're going to make a bunch of these, make a bunch of those. We're going to make a bunch of missiles and a bunch of things. We're going to make all the military things, and then, we're going to launch a space attack on the Hive, and I'm sure they're going to hate me. We're going to hate them. We're probably going to lose everything, right? But, that's the whole plan. The whole plan is that we're going to blow things up. That's where we're going to go with that, people. We're going to blow them suckers in the next week. Now, they're probably going to destroy me, and that's going to be entertainment in its own right. But however it goes, it will be entertainment both ways, right? So it'll be missiles against them against us. They're going to be losing their minds. Everybody's going to be losing their minds. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome in some weird way. Sure, he says. But anyway, we'll see how it goes because I need the practice. I need the practice in destroying these guys. And they've been building stuff out there, right? I mean, look at that. They got a mess going on out there, right? Yeah, we're gonna launch a bunch of missiles, right? I'm probably gonna cover like both Maximus Prime and Morana in a bunch of missile systems, and then I might even do Hades too, just so as we get 3 different angles. And we'll see what happens, right? Well, we will put some planetary. I mean, we'll try to planetary shield the main parts, right, of these planets, right? So obviously the power. This part. Now, again, I'm not worried about losing all the science now, right? As long as we have power, we'll try to save the primary stuff, the mall, right? I'll probably try and save up a bunch of extra stuff just to replace things as we blow it up. But yeah, overall, we'll try to protect what we got to protect, and we'll at the same time then unleash the heavens to them. And then they'll send out those crazy spaceships and their space laser, and I'm sure that will make a mess. Be good times, people. It's going to be good times. So that is what the plan is for the next episode. That's probably going to be on Tuesday, right? Now, I say that, but I do want to point out one final thing here before I end the stream off. Due to my quirky health situation and my family member being in the hospital, and that is taking up X amount of time, I am going to run a little loosey-goosey with my schedules for the next little while. So I did post that on Discord, but just as a kind of a insider reminder of things, I am going to run a little quirky with the schedules. So I still want to post weekly schedules because that's just my habit, right? But at the same time, I'm leaving myself more room in the schedule for cancellations or adjustments. And, you know, you have to kind of take the schedule with a grain of salt. So if I say I'm going to try and play this on Tuesday and then I end up being sick on Tuesday, or, you know, my family member needs me on Tuesday, well, then it will have to wait till Wednesday, right? That's just the way it is, right? So that's just the thing I'm pointing out. I am still going to post a weekly schedule because I enjoy doing that. I like posting that on Sunday, Monday, but they are going to be a little loosey-goosey. So be sure to be subscribed to the socials, right? Discord, X, Y, Z, or whatever we're calling it this week, and to Instagram or Instagram, where I post daily what I'm going to play that day, if I'm going to play that day. And of course, on Discord, I also post the weekly schedule. I post the weekly schedule and all that as well. And you know, keep everybody updated as to, you know, how things are going, right? You know, that way if I don't feel well, then then I tweak the plans and it's all good. Yeah, there's the Vulcan symbol. Yeah, throw me that. That's all good. Yeah, all plans are possibly to change by a falling brick. I like that. Yeah, that's how that plays out, people. Falling bricks. Yeah, it is what it is. It just is what it is. You can't beat real life, right? As much as I like to. So, with that, I'm Max. This has been Dyson Sphere Program, the Wraith. Mission complete, people. Yeah, we got mission complete done. And now we're going to divide this into two. The race series will continue. And we're going to start doing what we did in the Destiny series, which is to expand this out into all the things. But we also want to do the speedrun series. The speedrun series will be separate from this, and we'll be practicing speedruns and trying to get stuff down. So, you know what you forgot to do, Max? Push the button. Gosh darn it. I do that all the time, don't I? Big thanks to recent subscribers. Their names are going at the bottom of the screen. Hey, as long as I can keep doing Icarus and DSP one day a week, I'd be happy. Well, I'd like to try and keep up somewhat of a schedule, right? You know, this is, you know, I enjoy this as my hobby. This is a hobby, by the way. You know, for those that are relatively new here, I don't do this as a job, right? I got a 6-figure job. I'm happy with it. I have a nice job, right? I have a job. You know, it's all good, right? This is my hobby. I don't know. It's my hobby / in preparation for a mini semi-retirement, something to do, right? Does that make any sense? Sure it does, he says. You know, don't get me wrong. I'm sure Mr. Johnson would love me to come down there and work for him for a while. You know, or work with him, right? I'll work under him. Doesn't matter to me. You know, but at the same time, you know, you know, I'm trying to make some sort of plans here. But this is to me is just my hobby, and of course I enjoy doing all this crazy stuff. So big thanks to recent subscribers. Of course, big thanks to the live chat, including Mr. Johnson, Mr. O, Over, Justin, and Sawyer for all hanging out in the chat today. You know, to see mission complete. And yeah, we're gonna try it. I think we're just gonna do on the next episode. We're gonna just start blowing stuff up, and you know, just see what happens. I just want to see what happens. I expect it to be a total disaster, but I do want to see what happens, right? When you start launching that many missiles and that many things and that many stuff and all kinds of stuff, right? So that's what we're gonna do, people. That's what we're gonna do. I'm off to take this medication, which tastes terrible, by the way. Not enjoying that. Not enjoying that at all. But anyway, I'm going to go take this medication, try to pretend a little bit like I actually do listen to my doctor every once in a while, and have a bite to eat at the same time. I want to thank you all for hanging out. I might actually play something tomorrow. Not sure what. I might do a little Starfield. I might do a little Starfield tomorrow just for fun if I'm feeling good enough. So with that, if that's the case, then we'll do that tomorrow. If not, Icarus will be back on Monday, and I will see you all on the next one. Take care.